Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Ramya. I have around 10 years of experience in quality assurance in IT industry. And this video is all about how to have the right mindset as a QA. Why QA? Why testing? Many people today think testing in a very wrong notion, right? And we'll see what is the use of automation testing, why it is there in the first place, why so many technical jargons for a tester, like a developer, and then STLC and STLC. How can we map between the different aspects? Who are all the different people who want to get involved in different roles or different phases of STLC? Let's dive into the video and we'll thoroughly understand. And today, by the end of this video, I promise you that you'll be getting the right mindset of a tester, right? We'll just go into the video. Yes. So this is all about software testing. We want to talk about mindset, technical skills, and soft skills that is required for you to be a successful QA professional, right? Friends, STLC. Everybody knows about STLC, but I wanted to start from here to make sure that I take you to the right mindset of a QA. Of course, everybody knows this requirement analysis. There will be a requirement document, right? Of course, in Agile terms, we don't have a detailed documentation, but definitely there has to be a set of requirements, right? And then design, high-level design, low-level design. This is done by a technical architect. The third is developer. Developer is going to pitch in and he's going to develop in this phase, right? Product. And then we come, testers come. And then what happens? Deployment. Engineer deploys the product on various servers, various environments. And then finally, the product goes into maintenance phase. So we all know this. This is what STLC lifecycle is all about, right? Now, how to get into the mindset of a right tester to make sure that we deliver the right product to the customer, right? So here we know as a developer, how can I make this product work? How can I make this happen? That is what a developer will do. But what will a tester do? How can I break it? I want to break the software. Why? Because I want more bugs. Friends, this is a wrong notion, right? Testers are there only to find bugs. This is a very wrong notion, friends. Testers are not there to find bugs. Irrespective of whether you're a product manager or a scrum master or a developer or a tester or a project manager, deployment engineer, does not matter. At the end of the day, software is all about solving problems and giving the right quality product to the customer's hands before the deadline, before the promised time. So testers are not there to find bugs, friends. No. Right? So it's a collaborative effort. Quality product at the right time. This is what we do in software, right? Now, why testing? Why testing in the first place? Okay, we got some requirement, technical architect designed it, developer develops it. Then why testing? Why QA is even required, friends? As discussed, software is all about solving problems. What is the use of this product if at all it is having defects, right? If I'm not able to log in into the application itself, what is the use of great functionality, huge number of functionalities, or great looking UI? Does not even matter, friends. There is no use of a product with bugs. Yes, again, what level of bugs, that and all we can discuss later in different videos. But if it's a login itself is not happening, or he has to create a user, or he has to perform some kind of transaction, if the major functionality itself is not working, then what is the use of that product, friends? Right? So we need to make sure it solves the problem. Developer sets the foundation, right? See, take tester, here is the product. It's a tester's responsibilities. A tester is a gateway to tell, yes, this product can now go into the customer hands because it is now of great quality and it is solving the problem in the first hand. Otherwise, no, this product is not eligible to go into the market because there are so many critical blockers, right? Bugs, major functionalities bugs, please push it back to the developer, right? So testing is really very crucial. And as testers, we have that luxury, or we have that pride to say, this can go into the market, this cannot go into the market, right? So for example, this person, hey, I have found a COVID medicine, but then how to make sure it reaches all people? This is a problem here. Of course, he's with his intelligent or with his set of team, he has developed a medicine, but how does he make sure it reaches all people's hands? And this is where this person, our software engineer, I mean, as a software team, right? He's going to say, hey, don't worry. We will provide you a solution with our software to make the medicine go from supplier to customers. Understand, friends? So what is this domain called? For example, this is supply chain management. Right from manufacturer, it has to travel through and reach the end customer. Logistics, transportations here. So many things are involved here. And this is where software comes into picture. Right? Why software? This is the answer. We're providing solution. Why testing? No use of a product with bugs. That is why testing is very crucial, friends. Now, nowadays, okay, Ramya, I understood, right? This testing is required, but today there are so many technical jargons. That is the problem. With let's say 5 years of experience as a QA professional, just a number, right? Automation. How many manual openings do we see, friends, today? Maybe 1 is to 20, one manual testing job to 20 automation jobs. Automation, automation, automation. Why automation? We'll see. So when we talk about automation, this is how a typical testing job description in 2021 looks like, right? Language. You need to know a language, Java, JavaScript, or Python. Of course, C# is one more thing, but majority of them are asking these. And what tool? Front-end automation. Is it Selenium, using Java or different languages? Cypress and WebDriver IO is for JavaScript, right? Backend automation also people want. Rest assured is for Java. For JavaScript, it has its own things. And upon this, Git. How do you make sure if there are different testers, they're working on different branches, right? I suppose you understand what is Git. It is like a repository where we put like tester 1, tester 2, and tester 3s. They have automated different modules of an application. How do you make sure they integrate their code, right? And they push it to a main repository. That is what Git is all about. We need to know this as well. CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment, Jenkins or TeamCity or whatever is the tool that your project, right, demands. We need to know that as well. Framework development skills, right from scratch, or somebody would have developed framework. As soon as we see that framework, oh my God, it looks so complex, right? That is what is the requirement, friends. Of course, what is the methodology that most of us are trying to implement? Agile. And what in Agile? Most of us use Scrum, and there are some people who use Kanban, some people use Scrumban, and so on, right? Of course, there are so many people who are still following waterfall as well. And then test management tools like there's TestLink is one. People are using Jira also for that. Defect management, Jira, and BDD, behavioral driven development. TDD is also there, right? Like Cucumber, all those things. For example, automation, we did. So we understand the technical terms. But then here is the business analyst, here is a product manager, right? So here is a non-technical person, a stakeholder of a project who wants to execute our automation script, but he is not understanding any technical, he is not having any technical knowledge, but still he should be able to execute the code. And that is why Cucumber, one of the BDD framework, came into picture using Gherkin language, Gherkin, Gherkin. We write English syntax, and that English is going to get translated into step definitions, which has the actual code to get executed, right? If you know BDD, you should know all these things, right? So now, the moment we see all these things, right? Oh my God, we should know a language, we should know a tool, we should know the backend automation also. I have not included mobile automation here, right? Which might require APM. And upon that, Git, CI/CD, framework development skills, Agile. Oh my goodness, there are so many things, right? Yes, friends, this is what is required in a job description. Okay, so please be prepared for all these things. But now, having known the job description, what is the big problem that we are facing, friends? Coding. How many of us like coding? Hey, you know what? Especially to be very honest with you, even I'm an automation engineer, but initial 6 months when I was in Infosys, right? I was a developer. I hated coding, friends. Somehow it's not my cup of tea. I love to speak with people, I love to collaborate with people, but then coding is something I can do, but then it's not something, wow, I'll do it. No, not like that. But then industry demanded automation testing and we need to do it. That's a different part, which I've started to like anyways, right? So it's just that starting hiccup. So big problem is that many fear coding. And not only coding, we require framework development skills, right? Page object model or Pojo classes, whatever we say in whichever language you're working on. And the another problem is that, for example, myself, right? In 2019, I learned Protractor, right? Which uses JavaScript. And then people told, Ramya, use TypeScript because it has having more object-oriented concepts. Fine, learn TypeScript. Done. And then in 2020, another project, Ramya, learn Test Cafe. Done. Now people are telling another project, Cypress. Can you see, friends, how many tools will you learn? That is a very big problem, right? But anyway, this is part and parcel of being a developer or an automation engineer. This is what it is. And we should dive into end-to-end testing. Okay, fine. I've done coding. I'm done. No, you can't do that. You have to make sure that your code is working well with the other testers' code as well, right? For example, in my local machine, my code is working. Automation scripts are passing. But then the moment I integrate my module 1 script, whatever I've written, with a module 2 tester who has developed that module 2 scripts, when integration happens, now there is a problem. My code is also failing some parts, and the other person's code is also failing in some parts. So now, this is why we need to integrate and we need to put it into repository Git. That means we should know Git, right? And then after integration, again we need to run. One more big problem is why automation? Because lack of time, friends. Okay, if there is only all applications are small at the start, so it's very easy to do manual testing, right? And very easy to do regression testing. But then once the product grows, of course, the product keeps on growing, right? What happens? Regression testing, just 3 days, a call, agile methodology. Hey, in 3 days, we're going to release, man. We're going to release the product. So all developers and testers, get ready. But how do you think, how on earth are we going to do regression testing, friends? In just 2 days or 3 days or 1.5 days that they give. And that is why automation came into picture, right? So that is why to solve this lack of time and lack of resources, automation is a must skill today. And continuous change in requirements. One of the problem that we are facing in Agile, right? This is not only with respect to coding, with respect to manual testing also. Agile is all about why not waterfall? Waterfall had requirement, freeze. Once that phase is done, then only you're going to design. Freeze. Once design is freeze, then only you're going to go for development. Once development is freezed, testing will come. But then in testing, you'll get to know that there are so many bugs, but now the developer, now the requirement cannot be changed because that phase is freezed. That is the whole purpose why Agile came into picture. But now there can be continuous change in requirements, which again leads to change in test cases, which again leads to change in test scripts, right? So these are few of the big problems. There are others as well. Now, what is the solution to provide quality product quickly? Why automation testing? This is why automation testing came into picture, right? Automation of crucial scenarios is a must, friends. When I say crucial scenarios, what is sanity? Important aspects, important functionalities with applications must work. For example, take a e-commerce website, right? Amazon. You need to log in. So what happens? Product page. Of course, you need not log into Amazon. You can just search. For example, I want to buy this mobile, right? So I'll go and search some mobile, iPhone. Now, The moment I search, that search functionality should work. It should display the right set of products. That is a very big crucial thing, right? What if it show me shoes when I search iPhone? No, it can't do that, right? That's I don't have a word for that anyway. So search functionality is a must. The product page. Now I'll go to the iPhone. What are the features? What color I want? And then whatever, right? Extra things and all. I'll see. So product page should work. So add to cart. I'll add to cart. That is a must functionality. And then I need to check out. But Amazon, when you're checking out, if you have bought in Amazon, you would have got to know that they will ask you to log in before checking out. There are certain other e-commerce websites where login is not mandatory, but Amazon will force you to log in if you want to check out anything. So now you have to log in, which means login functionality should work. Now checkout functionality should work. Whatever is the payment methods. So can you understand, friends? Crucial scenarios is a must, right? And there are certain things which need not be done, which need not, if there are some minor bugs, it's okay, right? That there should not be any major or critical or blockers. But then, how do you identify the crucial scenarios? Which are all the factors that will help a person to identify crucial scenarios? Is domain knowledge. Very much important. That is why, as testers, if you have domain knowledge, that is a very good advantage for you, right? Product knowledge, must. And how users are using your product. Let's say that there are a list of 10 products, but there are these 2-3 products or 4 products which are often bought by customers. Now you can understand. Now you have to take these 4 products as priority for regression testing, because this is what is being used by customers. You have one of the very big mindset being a tester is you have to make sure that you put yourself into the user's shoes when you're testing an application. Is it intuitive? Is it easy to use? Can I understand it? What is this page doing? What happens if I submit? What am I expecting? Is it intuitive? Very important. You can say, no, that is why user acceptance testing is there. Fine. That if you don't have the quality to test the product, to test the feature from user's perspective, we are missing a big point, friends. Right? So how users use the product. And all these skills are mandatory to select the right test cases to run as part of regression testing before the release, especially when there is lack of time, right? Now, STLC, we saw is STLC, which is software development lifecycle. Now we'll see STLC, which is software testing lifecycle. Test planning. What goes as part of test planning? Test plan and test strategy. We'll talk about this in another video, otherwise this video can get too long, okay? So the first thing that you have to do in STLC is test planning. Your test lead or test lead is the person who's usually going to do the test planning, right? And test design. There are so many test design techniques, friends. So many test design techniques are there. We'll see that also, like equivalence partitioning, state transition, decision table. We'll see all those things in that video. And then test execution, test closure. Writing test scenarios, converting scenarios to test cases, preparing the test data. All these comes as faster part of test design phase. In test execution, of course, you execute your test cases and you report your bugs and then you retest it, right? Test closure. So what are all the artifacts? What is an artifact basically? The first time when I heard about artifact, oh my God, what is that word, right? Artifact is nothing but a document or any kind of thing that you share with other stakeholders of the project to let them know what is the progress for testing team. That's all. That is what this artifact is all about, right? Basically, artifact is something that you share with other stakeholders. Fine. Now, STLC phase is to actors, is to QA responsibilities. We'll try to map STLC to STLC. Requirement analysis is the first phase in STLC, right? And who's going to do that? Usually it is business analysts or product owners. Sometimes product managers. It's a term that is overlap used, right? Of course, wireframes is a must, friends. What is a wireframe? A mock-up. See, a login screen should look like this. That's a mock-up. Without that, to write test cases is so difficult, right? So what is the QA responsibility here? QA should go through that and see if there is any requirement conflicts, or if there is any gaps, if there is any missing requirements. Everything should be done here, so that before it goes to the development phase itself, QA would have identified a lot of things, which reduces the quality cost. I mean, not sorry, it increases the quality, it reduces the cost drastically, friends, right? Second phase is design. And who's going to do that? Technical architect. And QA is not having much to do in this phase. And third phase is development phase. Who's going to do that? Of course, developers, right? And QA should be ready with test scenarios, test cases, and test data, friends. Don't wait till the test. See, in Agile, there is nothing called, okay, wait till the testing phase comes. Nothing. Everything has to start. So before the developer gives you telling your name, fine, take this, start testing. You should have test scenarios, test cases, and test data ready, friends. Of course, make sure that the environment is stable. And how do you make sure the environment is stable? You run your smoke and sanity test cases on that environment, right? Now, testing phase comes. Who does it? Of course, testers, right? And environment should be available, and QA should execute test cases to report bugs. Deployment engineers are going to do that. He or she is going to deploy our what? Code into different servers. And as QA engineer, we need to perform smoke and sanity to make sure the critical functionalities of the applications are working in that environment. Maintenance, of course, right? This is very important, friends. So in this video, we just spoke about all these things, right? STLC, all those things. It is very important to have the mindset of a right tester. In the coming videos, we'll see what are the different levels of testing, and there are so many things. It's a huge topic, friends, right? And please comment if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to resolve all those things. And I'm stressing, just with manual testing, we cannot do much. We have to go for automation testing. And we'll cover certain topics related to that as well in the upcoming videos. Bye for now. For any question, please comment, and see you in the next video. Bye.